And you say at paragraph 18 that there was a briefing given and that the matter emanated from a member of parliament, and that, to confirm, would have been Mr. Adams.
That is correct, Chair.
Yes?
No, you can come.
Okay. And you were also then informed that you would have to track these dockets.
That is correct.
In particular, that Mr. Perimol needed them before he goes to Eastern Cape.
That is correct, Chair. What has happened is, during the briefing, Chief Perumal was briefing us and giving us information that this is what the case is all about, this is what we need to do. He mentioned that he's basically tasking me or giving me instructions to locate the dockets. So the dockets he was referring to, he indicated that they bear a case number of Valeria. So he also indicated that he received the information that the dockets might be locked in a safe in the station commissioner's office at Valeria. So I was tasked to go to Valeria to collect the dockets, which I did. So
maybe before you get to the actual collection, let's finish your concerns and the briefing.
Yes, on the paragraph 19, yes.
Yes.
So during the briefing, when I checked when I looked at the designation, I saw that my name was put there as a lead investigator. There was a DPP, Deputy Director, who was allocated, which was Mr. Advocate Santos Manilal. There was a financial investigator who was put on a designation, I think is Mr. Vainant Vessels.
And then the two, Advocate Manilal and Mr. Vessels, they were not at the briefing.
They were not at the briefing. So what has happened now is, while we were busy talking, Chief Perumal indicates that he had already briefed Mr. Brian Padiachi. So I was then surprised to say, if we now been briefed about this now, and he's saying that he's already briefed Mr. Padiachi, how did that happen? Because my thinking was that we were all supposed to be receiving a briefing on that day. So, but I just kept it on the back of my mind to say, it should be, there should be something maybe that I don't know.
And then just to go back to the speaker matter, in the initial briefing there, was every member of the team there briefed together at the same time?
That is correct.
So is that what caused your concern about when he could have been briefed?
Correct, Chair.
All right.
And
where did you get it from that Advocate Johnson would be supervising the matter? Is it something that she said in your presence at this briefing, or did you hear it from somebody else?
No, that is what it was said in the briefing, to say she will be leading the matter and she will be assisting us with whatever that we're looking for.
But did she say that, or did you hear it from Chief Perumal?
I can't remember who said it, but it was said in the meeting that she will be the one that is running with the project.
This is in the meeting where she was present.
She was present at the meeting of the briefing.
In paragraph 19, you open by saying that there were certain matters that caused you concern. And what you say first is that the name of Mr. Brian Padiachi already appeared on the designation, although he was not at the meeting. I'm not sure that I understand why that would have been odd. I would imagine that when the allocation takes place, and indeed when the meeting at which the allocation is to be announced, a decision would already have been taken as to who the team members would be. So what exactly was odd about Mr. Padiachi's name being there or being part of the allocation?
Chair, I think we worded it wrong here. The way you are explaining it, Chair, you are correct. What was supposed to be odd is the fact that he was already briefed, not the other way around.
Okay, all right. Now I understand.
Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you.
So the second issue that caused me to concern was a colleague, Mr. Sunil Beluchem. He was fighting with Chief Perumal, just exchanging words. But what I could get from that is that Mr. Sunil Beluchem, it looked like he was promised that he was going to be a lead on this matter. So he was asking Chief Perumal, why am I not a lead in this matter? So that also painted a picture to me that now it then means Mr. Sunil Beluchem knew about this thing before.
What exactly did he say which made you believe that he had been promised that he would be the lead investigator? What did he say exactly?
What I've picked up is I asked because basically what has happened is there was commotion. So I asked, what is the problem with what is happening? So because we were sharing the office with some other guys that are working with us, they just informed me that the issue is about this matter that we were allocated to. And I asked, what about the matter? Then they just pointed out to me to say he's fighting with him because he was promised that he will be the leader, the lead on that case. It is not something that maybe I overheard or they were fighting in their own space, in their own corners. But those that were working with them, those are the ones that related the message to me to say they're fighting because he was promised this and he didn't get. I took it from there.
And just to be clear, Mr. Beluchem was not at the meeting and nor was he on that designated list.
That is correct.
And so he would have either heard it before or through somebody else.
Yes, somewhere else. Thank you very much.
And now we can then, Commissioners, that should dispose of the remaining paragraphs.
Chair, just to indicate further, the reason why I'm putting this here is because something else happens during the course where it will now show why the fight was about. In somewhere else is going to be shown that he actually knew, because while we were busy with the investigation, the other witness will now mention that he was in some consultation before. So I'm putting it there so that when...
That's Mr. Beluchem.
That is Mr. Beluchem.
A consultation in respect of these very matters.
That is correct.
Okay.
And then just before we step off that, you indicate that Ms. Ramsamy had also informed you that Chief, as well as Mr. Padiachi, had met the complainant before.
Yes, no, she just indicated, yes, that I can confirm, correct.
And this would have been before the investigation was authorized.
Yes, that will be before the 6th of December, yes, that's correct.
And in your experience, it usually, maybe the first question is, Mr. Padeyachi, what level of investigator is he?
Yeah, just to put it short, he was not supposed to have met with the person who's referring the matter at that time, because all of us at our level, we don't get involved in those things. So he's a senior investigator, I'm a senior investigator, so we can't get involved into the matters that involve the chiefs and others.
Is it you that's going to speak to that detail, or is it someone else? That is that Mr. Beluchan had already consulted with, do you mean with Mr. Fadil Adams or with whom?
There's Chair, this information it is not in my affidavit. I just remember it when I was consulting with the council today, and I forwarded to her some documents that have that information.
All right, but is Mr. Beluchan supposed to have consulted with Mr. Fadil Adams? If not, with whom?
There's another witness that the chair is consulted with from crime intelligence.
Oh, someone else.
Someone else. That is correct, Chair.
Okay. And then my question was, is it you that's going to be able to give some detail, if at all,
I think
on this aspect?
On this aspect, I think it will be proper to be dealt with by Advocate Ramsamy, because the contents of that meeting are contained in the presentation that she made.
Oh, okay. All right then, because it's fine. Maybe you should leave it there then, because
I also think so, Chair, because I'm going to be talking to it as a third party, and it's not gonna. Yes.
Because Ms. Ramsamy is coming back, and yeah, she will. As I understood from yesterday's testimony, a second statement of hers is being prepared.
That is correct, Chair.
So perhaps let's leave it there.
Thank you very much, Chair.
Chair, just to clarify that there are two meetings that the witness is referring to in this paragraph. One, which he's prefacing, is with a witness in one of the related cases with Mr. Beluchan, who was not assigned to be part of this team. And the other meeting he's referencing is one that he was informed by Advocate Ramsamy that happened with Chief Peramo and Mr. Padeyachi with Mr. Adams prior to the investigation being authorized. Just so that we...
That is correct. That is correct.
And you are going to touch on the later meeting with that Mr. Beluchan was in, but not the one with Mr. Adams.
That is correct, Chair.
Right, thank you. Then you then proceed to talk about the request then that was made, or rather the instruction that was given for you to collect the dockets. At paragraph 20, you talk about having informed Mr. Sisoko first. Can you deal with what happens in that regard?
Thank you very much, Chair. On the way to Valeria, I decided to phone Mr. Sisoko to inform him, or maybe to ask him if he knew about this new project. So Mr. Sisoko indicated that he didn't know anything about any project. So I tried just to brief him a bit to get him out of on speed about what I've seen and what I've been briefed on. But he said, no, it's fine, I must just continue with whatever that I'm continuing with. Then I get to...
No, before you move past that, why did you call him in the first place?
I called him mainly because like as I've indicated, the chiefs and the management, he should be part of that. I thought that all the decisions about cases that are coming, he should know or maybe be part of that. So I was hoping that maybe he will share some light about actually what is happening there.
So the purposes of you calling him was you wanted further information from him, not just notifying him of this instruction to go track the
That is correct. And also I wanted to highlight to him what I've picked up already. And I wanted to get his feel about maybe he will be able to explain it better or something.
What do you mean when you say what you've picked up already?
No, when I'm saying what I've picked up is the behavior of Mr. Padiachi already been briefed, and this one fighting for being a lead. So I wanted him, maybe he can be able to clarify what is actually happening here.
So you wanted to talk to him about the matters that you said were matters of concern to you. That's what you wanted to engage him on.
Yes.
All right.
That is correct, Chair.
And then you just note that it was concerning to you that in the call it sounded as if he had no knowledge of this.
That is correct, Chair. The way he was responding, he was now asking me more questions when I was supposed to be asking him to say what is happening. So I was actually shocked that he doesn't know anything about this.
Why did you expect that he would know? He should know.
He is the head of operation, and from what I understood, that he should know about what is in his space and other things. But it turned out that he was, I don't know if I would say he was not informed, or I don't know how to put it, but I expected him to know.
Because he's head of investigations.
That is correct, Chair.
So in your experience, in all matters that you were involved in, he would always be in the know, so he would always know about them.
That is correct, Chair.
All right, okay.
Thank you. Then let's move to page 9 of your statement, where you deal with collection of the dockets. We're at paragraph 27 of your statement. You start by noting that you have already set out the details related to collecting the dockets in 2 statements already. Just so that we are clear, what were these 2 affidavits for? The two sworn statements.
The 2 affidavits were for...
Set out the details related to collecting
the
dockets
other,
in 2 statements.
I don't know which one is the first or the second. But
let's go to page 26, just so that we are clear. What were these 2 affidavits for? The 2 sworn statements.
The 2 affidavits were for...
Set out the details related to collecting the dockets in 2 statements.
I don't know which one is the first or the second. The purpose of this statement was for... I was requested to draft this statement for the bail, when they were doing the bails. When they were dealing with the issue of the arrest of the suspect on the Lushaba matter. There was an issue relating to the case numbers. So I had to depose to this affidavit just to illustrate which dockets I collected from the office of the Inspectorate.
Okay, and were you also confirming the chain of custody?
There was an issue relating to...
And then the second...
Before you, why is it not signed? Why is this affidavit not signed?
Now, the affidavit is not signed because it was a draft from myself. The one that I submitted at court, I thought that it was disclosed with the docket. Okay. It was supposed to have been disclosed.
So the signed one mirrors this one that we are seeing on page 26?
That is correct, Chair.
Thank you. And then the second one, which is MRR3, is at page 28 of the annexures. And can you explain why that one was deposed to, or you prepared it?
The second affidavit was, I deposed to it after I watched what was said about the movements of the docket at IDAC. So immediately after, when I get to the office, I volunteered to just give the affidavit already so that I can be able to explain and dispel what was said at the IDAC committee.
When you say you volunteered it to who?
I volunteered the affidavit to my supervisor at the time, who was Chief Boy. So I just gave the affidavit explaining what actually happened before they could actually ask for it. I just gave it.
What about what was said in Parliament prompted you to prepare an affidavit?
What was said was trying to purport that I did not follow the procedure and I went to people's offices with letters and I didn't want to provide them with the letters. It was something that has to do with along those lines. So I wanted to put it clear how the process unfolded, just to put it clear that this is what has transpired.
And who was making those claims that the process or procedure wasn't followed?
It was a conversation between Advocate Johnson and Honorable Mr. Sols, if I remember, but it was in relation to the affidavit that was filed by Colonel Phillips and Lieutenant General Jacobs.
All right. Then perhaps let's deal with what actually happened when you were collecting the documents.
Thank you very much, Chair. On the 6th, as I indicated, I was instructed after briefed by Chief Perumal to collect the dockets. He specifically told me that I must get these dockets because he wants to leave with them to East London. He was flying back to East London on that Friday. So I had to move quick to get this docket so that I can get them to him before he... I moved to Villeria. I asked for the station commissioner. He was not there. I asked for a detective commander. He was at this Christmas things.
It was a year-end party.
Year-end function. So I phoned him. I explained what I'm looking for. So he got the information quick. He said, no, I know about the dockets you are looking for. He indicated to me that he's not gonna be able to come where I was, but he provided me with the contact of the person who has collected the dockets. So he informs me that the DPCI, which is the Hawks, collected the dockets.
Okay, and just to make sure, the speed at which you were moving to obtain the dockets was related to Chief Sparrow's request because he was leaving.
That is correct.
That was the urgency.
Yes.
You then get in touch with Colonel
Now
Phillips.
I get in touch with Colonel Phillips. He says, no man, I'm not far from where you are. Come to my office. Already I've informed Chief Perumal that the dockets were collected. They are not in Valeria by some Colonel Phillips from the Hawks. So I'm told that now they now contact someone in the Hawks to say, we need those dockets. I'm made to understand that they found a certain, I don't know whether it's Brigadier or General Matros.
Okay.
So when I get to Colonel Phillips, he now introduced himself as that is from Inspectorate. Then I had to phone back to say, no. Colonel Phillips is not from DPCI. He's actually from the Inspectorate. Then I'm sitting with Colonel Phillips. I explained to him, this is the situation. These dockets are being sought. Colonel Phillips indicates to me that no, you can't get the dockets today. You can only get the dockets possibly on Monday because the dockets were locked up in his general's office. So now it means I must phone now again Chief Perumal to explain to him that he can't get the dockets now. So I put him on the speaker. So he's now talking to me, I'm relaying the message to him. Then I'm saying to him, the colonel also wants to speak to you because the colonel was asking me who was my commander and I was trying to explain to him. Now they talking on my phone now. So they started greeting each other, asking each other. Then they realized that they know each other. So they continue talking. They now making arrangements for the collection of the dockets on Monday. So on the arrangements, they talking how they are going to move about, how the letters will be exchanged between the two of them, and how the letters should be directed. After they finished talking, the phone was handed back to me.
Okay.
So when we parted ways with Colonel Phillips is that I will meet him the Monday, the 9th, at his general's office.
Okay. And did you then communicate with anyone at the office regarding the letters that now need to be exchanged?
No, I didn't communicate with anyone. I thought that will be sorted because the chief already knows and agreed with Colonel Phillips on how to do it. So my duty was only to attend to General Jacob's office to collect the dockets.
All right, and you did so on the morning or on the 9th of December, and you collected the documents?
Yes, on the 9th, I reported to the office of General Jacobs. When I get there, I was informed that the letter has not been signed already or provided already. So I had to wait outside for the office to process the signing of the letter. Some few minutes, about 10 to 15, I was informed that the ID has signed the letter and it has been sent to General Sintumule. So when I went back to General Jacob's office to inform him that now the letter has been signed, it has been sent to General Sintumule, and I was asking General Jacobs to provide me with the email address of the secretary so that I can give them to also forward the same letter to his office. So what he did is he took out the phone, spoke to General Sintumule. Immediately after the call, he said, nah, everything is fine. He instructed the secretary to give the dockets to me. Then I signed for the docket and took them back to the office.
So you took the original docket?
That is the original docket.
And do you ordinarily take the original dockets in instances where you take dockets from various stations?
I didn't get that.
Do you usually take original dockets when you are taking them from origination stations, or where the dockets were initially opened?
Yeah, we usually take originals, and if there's a need to take them back, we take them back. But in some instances, depending on the matters, sometimes we just go ask for the copies just to evaluate before we take the originals. But it's not a prescribed thing. We are just flexible about it.
Okay, and in this instance, to record that you've now taken the docket from the inspectorate to IDAC,
Yes.
is there a record of how that is captured?
Usually when you take a docket, you must sign for it on the system. So there's what we call a cash system, where you need to be signed there for you to be able to acknowledge the docket on that system. Now, I am registered on the system. My credentials are still registered on the previous employment of IDAC. So I couldn't have signed for that docket using IPIT, because it was going to look like IPIT signed for the docket, whereas the docket was signed for at IDAC. So I opted to sign for it manually.
Okay, and
Ms. Power, maybe let's just clarify this. It may or may not become an issue later on. Paragraph 30, you say you collected 7 case dockets, and then you mentioned 3 being. Are those the same Orlando dockets, the ones that you identify as Filaria 403 4405?
That is correct, Chair.
Okay.
What actually has happened is the 3 dockets that were transferred from Cape Town, they remained as they are with the case numbers. The ones that were transferred from Orlando, what was supposed to happen is when they reach Filaria, they were supposed to generate new case numbers of Filaria, but it never happened. So they kept them with the same original numbers from Orlando. They only changed the station only, the station name only.
But your paragraph 30, those 7 dockets include the Orlando dockets?
That is correct.
just one small issue on the collection of the 7 dockets. I know you had nothing to do with the letters
Yes.
that were exchanged, but I just want to refer you to page 111 of file 10. You will see there is a letter from Advocate Johnson to Major General Khumalo. We understand from testimony that later it was changed to General Sentumule. But you'll see at paragraph 2 of the letter that it only lists 4 dockets. You see that?
That is correct, Chair.
So when you got to General Jacob's office, you didn't specify a particular number, you just said generally.
That is correct, Chair. I didn't specify the number, or I just said the docket that are related to that matter that I've spoken to Colonel Phillips about. I didn't specify the case numbers or the numbers.
Oh, and then they gave you 7.
That is correct, Chair.
All right, thank you. You've already explained that there was some misstatements at ad hoc related to the letters. Is there anything else you want to say in relation to that? At paragraph 31 of your statement, you explained that at ad hoc, there was an issue regarding the collection of the dockets.
Yes, now I think I've already touched on that just to give a picture of what actually has transpired.
Right, thank you.
Ms. Board, in the statement, paragraph 30, should it not be 2, 3, and 4 instead of 3, 4, 5? Those Orlando. I'm just looking at the letter on 111 and the statement. The Orlando dockets should be 2, 3, and 4, but here it looks like it's 3, 4, 5 in the statement. Do you see that?
Yes, I see that. We'll, Commissioner Kumalo, we'll just double check the referencing. And then that should conclude that section.
Before you do that, that affidavit at page 29, your affidavit, the one that you say you prepared after you heard what was said in the ad hoc committee.
Yes, Chair. Commissioner.
Can you just explain more what you say in paragraph 8 of that affidavit? It's still in the same file, your statement file?
Or paragraph 8?
What in fact was that discussion?
Oh, yes. When I collected the dockets, I had a chat with General Jacobs, wherein we were just having a casual chat where he was saying to me that each and every 10 days he needs to report to the Minister of Police to give him progress regarding these matters. So basically, the way I took it is that since we are now taking the dockets, it meant that it's now our responsibility to report or something like that. So that's why I just put it the way he said it to me.
And this was about the dockets?
This was about
the matters
dockets.
In these dockets?
That is correct, Chair.
Okay. And did he say why there was that kind of position that they needed to report to the Minister of Police?
No, he didn't indicate, Chair.
Okay. Thank you.
I also actually wanted to raise that same issue, but I was to have based it. I think it must be somewhere in your or on your statement. Isn't there somewhere in your statement where you say in the dockets you found a correspondence?
Oh, yes,
and
Chair.
that it was in that correspondence where you established that there was this need to report to the minister.
No, I think I remember what you're talking about, Chair. It was we misquoted it. It was supposed to read that he informed me about that, but the letters were just information notes.
Yeah,
just
because I was interested.
So we captured it incorrect.
I was interested to know what that correspondence was, who wrote, and how exactly that need arose, and whether the correspondence showed where all of this came from.
No, apologies for that.
Please look at paragraph 32. That's Chair's question to you.
Yeah.
Which
file?
file?
Have your statement filed with you?
Oh yes, 32. I'm on it, Chair and Commissioner.
So it sounds like you want to make corrections and just read the whole of paragraph 32 and see to what extent, if at all, it is inaccurate.
Sorry, Chair, just to say that the witness did say this to me in relation to this, because we hadn't gotten to this section, we hadn't made the correction yet. but he did indicate that it wasn't correspondence, it's rather that in communication with General Jacobs told him that there is this reporting every 10 days.
Oh, yeah. I raised it at this stage, even though we are not at paragraph 32, because it relates to the point raised by Commissioner Baloyi in relation to a separate affidavit. But yeah, I had also thought I wanted to follow up on this. So what do you say the correct position is now?
The correct position will be that I was informed by the general that is what should happen.
Okay.
I mean, I know you're not management. What you refer to as management at IDAC.
Yes, Commissioner.
But I'll ask the question anyway. In your experience and knowledge, do matters get reported, updates as investigations are happening? Have you come across where, as a matter of course, reports are given to a minister as the investigations are progressing? Have you had that kind of experience?
Can I maybe just indicate that I'm not aware of?
You have never had that experience where you're involved
No.
in a matter and you become aware that reports need to be given to the minister from time to time? You don't have that kind of experience?
I'm aware, but it will be maybe an issue of, the way I understand it, it will be a monthly issue. Maybe it will be, maybe there's a meeting where everybody's there, they have to report. But with this one of frequent, like 10 days or something, that one I don't know of.
And the ones that you say you're aware of, would it be reports to the Minister of Police or to the Minister of Justice? Because you report to the Minister of Justice, IDAC, as I understand it.
That will be correct.
So it would be Minister of Justice.
That will be correct.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Ms. Boy.
All right. Just for completeness, maybe we will just finish the 2 paragraphs of this section and then we'll ask for the T adjournment. Mr. Raphesu, at page 11, at paragraph 32 and 33, you deal with your assessment of the docket. Do you just want to summarize fairly quickly what your findings were when you read the dockets?
Yeah, from the dockets, there was very little information that you can get from what was contained in the docket. So it was very difficult and confusing to make up what actually is the crime there, or what is actually happening. So we needed to discuss what was actually contained there, because they seemed to, for a lack of a better word, there was no substance in those A1s.
And in addition to the A1s, was there anything else in the dockets that would assist in your investigation?
Well, there were information notes, there were some entries that were made on the diary, but it was not assisting also. It was just the information that you'll just see.
And in relation to the information note that you saw there, What did you pick up from that information note? And just to assist, it's at page... It's file 10. At page 141, there's an example of that information note. 141. Have you found it?
Correct, Chair.
And what were your thoughts in relation to that?
Basically, it was just a report to say that this is what the complainant is alleging and what the challenges that they are facing are. And I think somewhere in the diary they're indicating that they're trying to contact him, he's not coming forth and other things. They were just relaying the message about what is actually happening about the cases.
Okay. And it pretty much reaches the same conclusion you did?
That is correct.
All right. Thank you. Commissioners, that should deal with the assessment that was done on the docket at the time. Might this be an opportune time to take the T adjournment?
Let's adjourn and resume at 20 to 12. Sorry, please attend to the correction of paragraph. Is it 32? Thank you.